everyone, my name is Farnak. I'm the technical manager at Yates Horton Group. Today's session is about Almond technical information. Yates Horton covers product from three brands, Yates, OCP, and CISO. Our website is hortag.com.au. You can find technical information, brochures for a range of products that we have, trial scientific articles, and time-lapse clips to see how our products works on our website. CISO products are locally manufactured in Australia. Our factory is in Tasmania, and we have warehouses across Australia with two main offices in Sydney and Melbourne. We have three sales manager across all Australia, and you can get in touch with them using the contact form on the website, or you can also find their contact details through the contact form. I put here my phone number and email address. You can also contact me directly if you have any question about this presentation or you need access to any of our technical information. My number is 0488088166 and my email is farnak.nurbaksh@sisol.com.au. You can also follow us and find information on our social media platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. Today's session is sharing some general technical information about almonds in Australia and life cycle, chilling hours, rootstock, grafting, spacing, pollination, irrigation, and pruning. We will have other sessions as well for almond. The second session will focus on crop nutrition and soil health management. The third session will focus on pests and diseases and how we can manage them. Almond, with the scientific name of Prunus dulcis, is a deciduous tree crop. It prefers Mediterranean-type climates. It means that it needs winter chill and hot, dry harvest weather. Australian production is concentrated across the Riverina, Sunraysia, Riverland, Northern Adelaide Plains, and the Swan region in WA. Commercial performance depends on site feed, water security, pollination, crop load, canopy light distribution, nutrition, and pest disease management. Traditional varieties that we have, they are not self-fertile and they need pollinizer rows and a strong honeybee activity. In terms of life cycle and phenology, it starts from dormancy through blooming, fruit set, kernel fill, hollow speed, and post-harvest. During dormancy, we will have leaf fall and different varieties. They need different chilling hours requirement, and we need to manage the reserve during this time to make sure that we are going to have a good growth at the start of the season. During blooming stage, we have flowers that it's a sensitive stage. We need to make sure that weather is supporting the flowering stage. We need to have pollinizer rows. We need bee activity. And we should avoid any spray or application or heavy irrigation that might negatively affect flowering stage, because our flowers and blooms are very sensitive to any of these actions. During fruit set, whole shell kernel structure expand rapidly. And during kernel fill, we have a high demand for water and nutrients. This fruit set and kernel fill, they are the stages that we need to consider a very good and balanced nutrient supply, like calcium, potassium, trace elements, stress recovery products. We will discuss this one in detail in our second presentation, which is about nutrition strategy and soil health management. The next stage is whole split, which is the key transition point for not drying. Irrigation behavior must change during this time, and we need to monitor for pests like Carpophilus beetle or carob moss. This is a very sensitive stage that this pest and some diseases following this pest can affect our crop quality and yield. Post-harvest, our actually focus must be on reserving sites and rebuilding this reserve for next season. Harvest time in Australia, depending on the variety and the region, would be from Jan to April. Any stress early during growing stage would affect the crop quality and yield, but any stress that trees might experience later on, they might affect not only the yield and crop quality for this year, but also the yield and crop quality of next season. So we need to consider this life cycle and what are the main issues in our area and how we can prepare ourselves and how we can manage them effectively without losing yield or crop quality. As I mentioned, we need to consider growth stages for almond, and this is the best decision-making tool that we can have. And for example, pre-blooming and bloom stage require monitoring energy reserve, pollination readiness, and disease risk, especially if we have wet conditions. During kernel fill and whole split, managing crop load, water supply, and potassium demand is essential for healthy growth. Post-harvest, we need to consider rebuilding carbohydrate reserves and supporting next season's productivity. Chilling hours. Almond varieties have a different chilling hours requirement. The range can vary from 300 to 600 depending on the variety. I listed some figures, are just estimates, are not exact figures. The main thing that we need to know is if we don't receive sufficient winter chill, it will affect the blooming and also pollination and yield and crop quality in the next season. So chilling hours would define if this area is suitable or not, if this variety is suitable for the area that we considered or not. And here we talk about rootstock, scion, and graft union. When we select the rootstock, we normally consider root growth, establishment, stronger roots, better nutrient uptake, resilience and tolerance to some pests and diseases and different soil conditions. For scion, we consider the yield, crop quality, and all those aspects of crop marketing technically. And then we need to consider if this rootstock and scion are suitable for the area that we have. And then we need to consider if this rootstock and scion are compatible together or not. To have precise information about this, you can use local Australian trial data because there are a lot of research and projects are being done and we have data that shows that some rootstock are suitable for alkaline and higher density systems and some of them are not suitable. As we discussed, we need to match the scion and rootstock, and we need to ensure that we have high healthy nursery material, clean budwood, indexed rootstock and trees free from any pests or diseases. We need to ensure that we keep the graft union above the ground and remove any suckers that they might emerge from below the union. And after establishment, we train the scion leader, and we have different types of pruning for different purposes. In terms of spacing between rows, we have lower density, medium density, and high density. It can be different from 7 meter to 4 meter to very high density as like 4 meter to 2 meters. Each of these systems, they have their own pros and cons, and there is no single universal spacing that we can suggest. You need to match a spacing to your variety, rootstock, your light target, harvest machinery that you might use, irrigation system that you have, and the pruning system that you might choose in future. So you need to consider all these factors and design your orchard with the right spacing between rows. As we discussed earlier, most traditional varieties, they require cross fertilization, and we need pollinizer rows, and European honeybees, Apis mellifera, are key commercial pollinator for almonds. Even when we say this variety is self-fertile, it doesn't necessarily mean that they don't need bees. Still having beehives, bee activities, and pollinizer around would actually help the yield and crop quality. Different sources suggest different number of hives per hectare. One of the articles suggests 6.7 hives per hectare and not having any trees more than 300 meters away from hives. This way we will have a good population of bees around our trees that would warrant a good pollination if all other requirements are in place. In terms of irrigation system, drip irrigation, micro sprinklers, and surface system, there are three options. Majority of almond farms, they have a drip system. It's a very precise system. We can have fertigation through this system, and it has a very high water use efficiency. But it has its own issues as well. For example, it requires high filtration, and the maintenance must be another actually pushback for this system. Micro sprinklers, they can wet a broader soil volume, and it's more distributed wetting pattern and fertigation flexibility. But it has its own issues as well. It has more evaporation, and because it's on the surface, we might have more issues with management later on. Surface system is very traditional. It's not a norm in Australian modern system that we have, and it's not efficient, and it has a lot of issues. That's why a lot of orchard managers moved from this traditional system to drip irrigation. There are a lot of figures to give us an idea how much water we might need depending on the variety, region, weather, soil type, and all of that. But the main thing is, regardless of the variety, the condition, and what water system we use, we need to choose the system that delivers uniformity, drainage control, and measured stress management. They are the key criteria that we need to consider. And the last topic in this session is pruning, which we have traditional forms, we have central leader, and we have maintenance systems. Depending on the variety and different purposes, you might choose different type of pruning, but the main thing is you need to maintain your trees. You need to make sure that you remove the branches that they might block the light, and remove all the branches that are affected by pests and diseases, or they might not be strong enough for the crop or yield that you are planning to have. Thank you so much for your time and attention. This was just a very short session sharing some general information about almond. As I said, in the second session, we will consider crop nutrition and soil health management, and we will introduce you to some of our products that we have that might fit your seasonal plan. And in the third session, we will focus on pests and diseases and how we can manage them. Again, if you want to get access to our technical brochures or information, trials, scientific articles that we have, or you want to watch some time-lapse clips that our R&D team put together, check our website. And if you have any feedback or suggestion for our future session, please don't hesitate to contact us. Thank you so much.